His name is Misha Collins.
The last time that we did this was in Australia a few years ago, and we went to great pains. Like, I had been seen wearing certain clothes, so I took them off and put them on him, and I had been wearing a hat, and he wore the hat, and it was like a full disguise. But now we've grown so lazy, and we don't care anymore. And we're just like, yeah, you go out, they'll think it's you, and it won't matter. Hello, New York. I'm sorry, we call this New York from the West Coast. Anything east of the Mississippi is technically New York. It is actually true.
That's actually very wrong.
Everybody's like, where are you going this weekend? We're like, we're going to New York. And we know we're going to New Jersey. We don't care because we give it up and we're lazy. That's just how we operate across the board these days. Where is my chair?
I've got this.
So, how is everybody? We're a little close to those keyboards, aren't we? Well, we can always, but then when we move, we'll just fall off the edge, so I think this is for the best. All right, well, actually, Matt, can you give me a hand here, because I feel like I'm going to fall. Wait, what? So Matt, how's the show been going for you so far? Yeah, I feel real positive things happening so far. There's something weird poking into my chest.
Yeah, give me your Matt's shoulders.
You guys are get off. So many things I want to say. So this is my brother. We've known each other.
28 years now.
That's right, 28 years. That's not right, because Vicky and I, we're just celebrating our 27-year anniversary. I know I've known my brother longer than my girlfriend.
It might have been the 70s.
What do you want to talk about? That's Sasha. Sasha crushed me. What? you have any questions for Sasha? Who has a question for Sasha? Anybody have a question for Sasha? Yes, yes, what's your question?
The parents. This was a question for Sasha. It's actually been a little bit of a juggling act because I always try to give my brother the impression that the parents like him better because he gets a little bit sensitive. So this is actually something that I've had to talk to my parents about. And just be like, hey, look, when Misha's around, can you not always talk about the cool stuff that I'm doing? And actually they've been really cool about it, and I don't think that he has any idea, so it's me.
Bye, Sasha, love you. Josh is so my favorite person. I used to be very jealous of him because we would always take the bus every other weekend. We would take the bus to go visit my dad. It was like a long bus ride, and he would always chat up people on the bus. He's like 2 years younger than me, and I was always too nervous and introverted to talk to anybody. And Sasha would always be like, how does he do that? And we had these great bus rides where, you know, as young children, it was just the two of us unaccompanied, sort of busing across from Western Mass to Boston. And we would always, about an hour and a half into the bus ride, get a little antsy, whatever. I was maybe, you know, when we started doing this, I was like 7, he was 5. And then we aged on the bus as well. But we would fight on the bus. And I was bigger, and I was, you know, resentful of the fact that he had made friends on the bus. And so I would torture him, and he had a couple of defense mechanisms. One I still have scar tissue from, which is he grew fingernails, specifically for the purpose of clawing at my flesh. And the other defense mechanism that he had, which was very, very effective on the Englander bus line, was he would scream. This blood-curdling scream that would invariably cause the bus driver to pull off to the shoulder of the highway, come back, and separate us. So the Englander bus line enacted a policy that no 2 children under the age of 13 could travel unaccompanied on the Englander bus lines. That was kind of a special tip of the hat to us. And so we started buying 1 child, 1 adult ticket to work our way around the rules. And then we got a little bit older. I'm telling you now my entire life story. I hope that's okay. We got a little bit older, and we would be at my dad's house in Boston. This is why, like, by the time we were maybe 12 or 13, or I was 12 or 13, we would be like, Dad, you know what? It's Sunday morning. You know, you don't want to walk down the hill to the bus station with us. We got this. Why don't you give us the money, and then we'll go and get on the bus ourselves. So he would give us the cash to go buy bus tickets and head home to Western Mass, and we would get on the on-ramp to the Mass Pike and hitchhike home with our pockets stuffed full of like $13 a piece. That's how we navigated our parents' separation, literally. Yeah. What else? Sasha, when I was, when I was 15, I believe, I guess Sasha would have been 12, our house burned down. And it was like a pretty catastrophic fire. It was this old, like, 1700s farmhouse in New England, and the only thing that was really left of it was the sort of facade of the front of the house. So you could like open the front door, but then behind that was just nothing. Everything was burned. And somebody was there with a video camera as the sort of smoldering ruins were still cooling off the next day. And we were kind of walking around, seeing if we could find anything. And we came out the door, and it was me and Sasha sort of opening this door. The video footage shows the front of the house. And And the person that was holding the camera said, are you guys okay? It seems like you lost everything. Like, is that hard for you? And Sash looked right at the camera. We have this footage. He looks right at the camera and says, yeah, it's hard. And just so sweet and endearing. He said, but the hardest thing is the cats. And I know. And the woman holding the camera said, oh my God, you lost your cats. And he said, no, they made it. Guys, just a little humor for the cat lovers. Big audience. Okay. So, what do you guys want to talk about? New Jersey? Nothing? Me? I know how this works. The people in the front are like, there are people on the wings who have questions for you. This is actually not my first convention. Oh, now you're doing a different hand gesture, which is, move it along, asshole. We want to. Okay. What have we got over here?
Hi, Misha.
Hi.
I didn't actually have a question ready. I didn't think I would actually get picked.
Oh.
I'm super nervous.
Oh, so you wait. So it's like a lottery now, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of like, you thought, I'm not going to get picked, so I'll just come up with some half-ass shitty question. Got it. All right.
So I just wanted to say that I think you're an amazing human being, and you make me want to be a better person. And my question is, what part of have you previously filmed or that's coming up in the next season? What's been the most challenging thing for you?
So what's the worst part about working with Jared and Jensen? Well, where do I begin? Hunker down, and I'll tell you. We had a rough day of shooting recently. So there's a new person working on the show. His name is Alex. He's great. He's very sweet. He I think reminds us all of like Misha 10 years ago. Like still kind of has a naive, optimistic perspective on life. You know, still like at his core, I think believes that people are good. We're quickly chipping away at that, though. And we had a scene where all four of us were in the scene a couple of days ago, and it was not going well by any stretch. They were doing the same kind of stuff that they used to do to me, to him. And seeing it from this vantage point, like how utterly abusive it really is. Like, this poor guy is like they're trying to do his best and wants to make a good first impression, and he's just being, undermined at every turn. And it was so exhilarating for that not to be me that I couldn't help but join in. And so Nina, our director on that episode, she was the director right before Richard Spade was directing the current episode. She's just amazing. She's just amazing. And she was like, okay, cut. And we were like halfway through a take. She said, cut. Okay, Jared, Jensen, Misha, you're wrapped. And we were like, wait a minute. We're not at all done with this scene. And she said, I don't care, go home. And apparently, after that, he delivered an Emmy-worthy performance. It was just incredible. All of this emotion poured out of him. So anyway, I know from first-hand experience that working on set without the boys, like having somebody like Robin, our on-set props, reading the lines instead of Jared, for instance, is a godsend. So I can say the most challenging thing is just trying to do a scene with Jared and Jensen. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Really good. My question is, what's your go-to joke? Like if someone asks you to tell a joke, what's your like go-to?
So this guy opens the front door to his house. This is a dirty joke, so those of you, if there are kids here, this is a little bit off color, okay? The guy opens the front door to his house. On the porch, he sees a snail. Bends over, picks up the snail, throws it into his yard. 2 years later, he hears a knock at the door. He opens the door, same snail. The snail says, "Hey, what was that all about?" Sometimes it takes about 2 years to get it.
She's like, very funny.
Thank you.
Speaking of talent, so we weren't. So a few years ago, actually at the beginning of these, when we first started doing the creation supernatural conventions, we had this thing on Saturday nights, which was awesome, which was the cocktail party.
Yeah.
Everybody sat around tables and miserably waited for hours for actors to pop in at their table for like 1 minute before they got ripped out. Everybody involved hated the process. And everyone was like, we've got to find a better way. There must be a better way. And so we spitballed a little bit, and Richard Fate was like, we should do like a show kind of thing on Saturday nights. And everyone was like, yeah! And then we like, every year we sort of like talk to creation about what each person's responsibilities are going to be for the next year. And so then it was like, okay, so the next year rolled around, and it turns out somehow Richard Spade's great idea of doing a show had now suddenly just fallen on me. Misha is doing a show on Saturday nights. By himself, with no help from anybody. It was just like, you know what, why don't we throw Misha to the wolves, and he can go fuck himself, is exactly what it said in the paperwork. So I was like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll do a talent show. So I did a talent show, and it was the worst thing that anybody had ever experienced. It was awful. It was so bad that at one point I started getting people to come up and run their little talent things in parallel. Because I was like, maybe if everybody does it on stage at once, it somehow that did not solve the problem. So, but somehow in those early days, I was like, there was this woman that came to the photo ops who had a dog, and the dog did these tricks. Does anybody remember that? So I brought her up on stage, and she did these incredible dog tricks. And I thought this was like a home run. And then they canceled immediately after that. They canceled the Misha Saturday event. Like, you're done. And then that's when like Rob started coming, and the band, and Saturday Night Special was born. From the ashes of my horrific showmanship arose this mighty phoenix that is what we have now for Saturday Night Special. And that woman, so backstage, everybody's always like, it's a running joke. They're always talking about like Misha and his dog tricks. Like,